Welcome, everyone. Just a quick few housekeeping. Uh, we're going to go through the presentation first. Please hold any questions that you have. Please write them down. Every question is important, but half of this time will be spent answering your questions. So if you could write them down and then you can put them in the Q&A or in the chat after the presentation has ended. If you are here and you're a student, you're looking for the WIOA training or different types of training, this is not for you, but you can reach out to Maria Gonzalez and she will help you with your searching for training. If you are a business owner not in the city of Chicago, this grant would not be eligible for you. But if you are in the city of Chicago and you are a business owner, this is great for you. We're excited to move you forward and get you the information you need to apply for this great grant opportunity. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to pass it off to Lahia Everrise with the city of Chicago.
Thank you, Audrey. Good morning, everyone. Thank you all for joining us today. My name is Ligia Ibarres, and I manage the Workforce Solutions Program with the city's Department of Planning and Development, Small Business Development Bureau. And joining me is my colleague, David Diaz, who works closely with me on this program. Thank you all for being here today and for the outstanding work you do as a small business owner. Your dedication and drive are what makes Chicago truly exceptional. We deeply appreciate the time, energy, and investment you put not only into your businesses, but also into strengthening the communities around you. We are especially excited to connect with employers and business owners who are committed to growing their teams and investing in talent. We understand that running a business comes with unique challenges, from staying competitive in a fast-moving market to attracting and retaining skilled workers. For a small business, every dollar and every decision matters. That's why programs like this grant are so important. They're designed to help you stretch your training budget further by reimbursing up to 100% of eligible training costs for current employees and new hires, with a maximum grant award of up to $250,000. Whether you're growing your team or helping current staff learn new skills, this program makes workforce development more affordable. We are thrilled to have the Workforce Solutions Program be a resource for businesses. This is an enhanced iteration of a legacy program that some of you may be familiar with. Over the past few years, we have made significant programmatic improvements that allow us to support more businesses across the city. This is truly an exciting time for us. Joining us today is our program administrator, Employment and Employer Services, who will be walking us through the presentation. If you've had the pleasure of working with them before, you'll know firsthand how valuable they are in supporting Chicago's small business community. They will be instrumental in guiding applicants through the application process and ensuring smooth project management. Additionally, please don't hesitate to reach out to DPD and use our office as a resource. We're here to support your business, and we're ready to listen and offer support in any way we can. Thank you all again for being here today. I will now turn it over to Anissa Jones, Senior Vice President for E&ES.
Great. Thank you so much, Lahia. Good morning, everyone. My name is Anissa Jones, and I'm a Senior Vice President of Employment and Human Services with the E&ES. E&ES is very grateful to partner with the Chicago Department of Planning and Development as their program administrator for the Workforce Solutions Program. A little bit about our agency. We were founded in 1983 to support local Chicagoland businesses and residents, and we've been in business for over 40 years. We're very dedicated to advancing the economic foundation of communities through a skilled workforce, and we're excited to support Chicago-based nonprofits and businesses to support them with achieving this goal through the city's Workforce Solutions Program. As the program administrator, we'll be working very closely with each of you day to day to make sure that you receive technical support throughout the full life cycle of the grant. We want to make sure that you are successful through this process, and so our team will be here and available to you to support you with that. We're very committed to making sure that Chicago organizations and businesses across all sectors strengthen their workforce through this much needed training and upskilling. Thank you again for attending today, and I will now turn the presentation over to Audrey Johnson.
Hello, everyone. I am your host for today. I am also the program director for the Workforce Solutions Program. Me and my team will be working closely with you. So let's jump right in. So our presentation overview will include what is Workforce Solutions, eligibility and funding, the grant calculator, give you some examples, ineligible businesses, business location and why that's important, application process, reimbursement, which is very important, visits and monitoring, closeout steps, your frequently asked questions, additional resources, and Q&A. Workforce Solutions. This grant covers qualified training. And if I could do it real briefly, I would say training, training, training. It's training for your current employees that will upscale them, give them certifications, give them more increased training, more professional development. It also includes new hire on the job, which is often referred to as OJT training, still training, leadership development, technology skills, and so much more. Workforce Solutions reimbursement grants are funded through the City of Chicago via what's called TIF, which is Tax Increment Financing, or bond, which is the proceeds from the Housing and Economic Development Bond. Grants may be funded up to 100% of eligible expenses for businesses who are seeking to train their current staff or to bring on new hires. Some eligibility requirements. You must be located in, expanding into, or relocating to the city of Chicago. So it has to be a business, non-for-profit that is in the city of Chicago. Workforce Solutions training for W-2 permanent full-time or permanent part-time staff if you're doing the new hires. Commitment to remain in the community for at least 3 years. If you know you're going to be moving in 6 months or whatever, wait until after you move, then you want to apply for it, where you're going to be in that community for at least 3 years. You must be financially prepared to support all training costs, whether it's new hires or incumbent training. $250,000 is the grant limit, with a 3-year waiting period after that limit is reached. Eligible industries, all non-for-profits, all businesses in food service, tourism, hospitality, healthcare and life sciences, manufacturing and industrial, information technology, real estate, finance, insurance, retail, energy, education and training, transportation, distribution, and logistics. And of course, this list is not all inclusive. If you have a question about whether or not your business is eligible, just reach out to our office and we will let you know. What will Workforce Solutions fund? Training, training, training. The facilitation of training. The Workforce Solutions program funds your training, whether it's for your current employees to upscale them or your new hires. The only thing with new hires is they must be Chicago residents. You can do leadership development. You can do the wages that are charged by the instructor, your third-party trainers that come in, their facilitation fee for doing the training. This would be for your incumbent or your current working staff. Training supplies and materials, but they must be directly associated with the training, like a workbook that would be covered as a part of the training. Training rental equipment, like if you need to train people on forklifts and you need to rent a forklift for a week so that you can get everybody trained on it, something like that. But we do not pay for equipment. Customized training that's specifically created just for you. Just to look at an overview, the Workforce Solutions Program is a reimbursement grant that can fund up to 100% of your total eligible costs, up to a standard maximum of $250,000. So no one grantee within a given year can get more than $250,000. If you are up to 1.5 million in annual sales, 100% of your eligible costs can be covered. Excuse me. If you have a maximum of 40 full-time employees, 100% can be covered, and all non-for-profits are 100% eligible costs are covered. So when you reach the point where you're going to have to show a match, this would be at either 25% contribution or 50% contribution And this would be for organizations or businesses that are up to 5 million in annual sales or have over a maximum of 125 full-time employees. 50% contribution would be exceeding 5 million in annual sales and more than 125 full-time staff employees. So contribution match is based on business size, but the match is not dollar for dollar. The match is different things that you do to support your training program that can be utilized to match your dollars. Different ways that you can do that. So wages for staff, you doing training, you paying for them to be in training. So the cost of that is what you're contributing towards your training. Any materials or supplies that you pay for, things that the employer is responsible for, that's not going to be vouchered as a part of this process, that goes towards your match. Any wages for incumbent staff during the training hours. Here is some examples. We're going to use what's called the grant calculator. So this is how someone who would be matching 25% would show their contribution. So Lori submits an application for Workforce Solutions in an open funded TIF area. She is proposing training with a total eligible cost of $100,000 for all her current workers. Over the past 3 years, Lori's hospitality business has grossed $4 million in annual sales. The breakdown for Lori's eligible costs are her total project that she's asking to be funded for is $100,000. Because her business falls between 1.5 million and less than 5 million, she only has to do a 25% match, which means she's going to show costs that she's contributing towards the training at that 25%. Another example for the 50% match, Sam submits an application for the Workforce Solutions. He's in a funded TIF area. He proposes that he's asking for the eligible cost of $200,000 for his 20 current employees who are incumbent, and he runs a manufacturing company that employs over 250 employees. So because he's over the more than 125 employees, this will put him at a 50% contribution. So the breakdown of his costs is he's asking for a grant for $200,000. He has a 50% business match. So Workforce Solutions grants him the $200,000, but he shows us how he's going to contribute through matching funds of $100,000. And now for zero match contribution. Jessica applies for the grant in an eligible TIF area. Her non-for-profit organization serves the homeless at shelters throughout the city of Chicago. She's proposing training with the total eligible cost of $125,000 for her incumbent worker training on the job. But she also wants to hire 2 new people. So she's going to train her current staff and bring two new hires on. Over the past 3 years, her non-for-profit has grossed about $450,000. So the breakdown for Jessica's eligible cost is she's asking for $125,000. She's a non-for-profit, plus she's also under the 1.5 million. So she is 100% covered. She has no match to actually show requirements. There are some businesses that are currently ineligible for Workforce Solutions. Here's the list. If you are a chain business like Walmart or Walgreens, branch banks, employment agencies, religious worship institutions, currency exchanges, payday loan stores, pawn shops, astrology palm reading stores, K through 12 schools, gas stations, residential run businesses, online only businesses, liquor stores, bars, nightclubs, smoke shops, cigar lounges, adult uses, firearm stores, shooting ranges, massage parlors, hotels or motels, residential storage warehouses, track waging facilities, trailer storage yards, and junkyards. Now, of course, this is not an all-inclusive list as well. If you have any questions, please reach out to us and we'll try to make sure we give you a good understanding. So business location is important because we have over 27 TIF districts that approve and have funding in them right now. And this is who we're trying to get at. So we want to make sure that if you fall within the 27 TIF areas, so that you can start writing your application and applying for those funds. But don't be discouraged. If you fall outside of those 27 TIF districts, we also have additional funding under the bond funding. And we have different cycles for this 4 times a year. Our first cycle just opened up on February 1st and it goes to March 2nd. Let me be very clear right here. If you fall outside of a TIF area and you want to apply for the bond funding, you have to do that from February 1st to March 2nd. If your application comes in to on March 3rd, it doesn't get considered. And then you have to wait until the next 30 days open up for the second cycle. So cycle 1 starts February 1 till March 2nd. We must receive your application during that time period. Business outside of these districts are encouraged to contact us for any guidance. This is our Workforce Solutions email. Those emails come directly to myself and my staff. Feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions about if you're located in a TIF or outside of a TIF. Here are the 27 TIFs that are currently funded. 119th and Hosted TIF. Now, keep in mind, these are not the full community. So if it says 119th and Hosted, it's not, there's a map and it's a certain area. So please, if you're unsure about which TIF you're in, reach out to our office, send us your business address. We will have it searched through the city and let you know what TIF you fall in. 119th and I-57, 35th and Halsted, 47th and Ashland, 47th and Halsted, 47th and King Drive, 47th and State, 71st and Stony Island, 79th and Vincennes, 87th and College Grove, Austin Commercial, Avalon Park, South Shore, Bronzeville, Chicago Central Park, Commercial Avenue, Elston Armstrong, Inglewood neighborhood, but it's not the whole neighborhood. It's the Inglewood neighborhood TIF. Fullerton, Milwaukee, Greater Southwest East, Kedzie Industrial Corridor, Lawrence Broadway, Pulaski Corridor, Roseland, Michigan, Stevenson, Brighton, Washington Park, West Woodlawn, and Woodlawn. So please reach out to us, send an email right after this meeting, send me your business address. We will check it through the city's clearinghouse and get back to you if you sit in one of these funded areas. So businesses' location is important. Not in a TIF district, apply anyway, and E&ES will discuss options with you about other potential funding that you can apply for. In a TIF district, but no funding. You know, there's over 125, it might be even more than that, but over 100 TIFs throughout the city of Chicago. Currently, we're only funded for 27. That is going to change. So not currently eligible for the Workforce Solution Program, but we will notify you if and when that funding does open up in those other TIFs. All are welcome to apply. The city is really trying to make this city wide and try to open up opportunities for businesses. So if upscaling your current staff and training is needed for your employees and you are hiring new employees to enhance the success of your business, this is a great grant opportunity for you. But how do I apply? I'm glad you asked that question. So right here is the front page for the Workforce Solutions website page. You will get all this information right at the end of the presentation, but I wanted to show you what it looks like so it's easy for you to find. If you look right here below this text where it says policy and procedures, and then it says submit application. You want to go to submit application. Once you press on that button, it will take you to Workforce Solutions submittable page where you can create a login and password. That login and password stays with you until you complete your application process. So you submit here, go to submittable. If you've used submittable in the past and you already have a password and log in, you can still use that. But if you go through here, it will take you right to the Workforce Solutions application. So if you look here on the right, you can see this is what it looks like when you go on submittable. And this is the beginning part of the brand new 2026 Workforce Solutions grant application. Applications must go back, just applications must apply through submittable. This is the only way that you can get at it. So you can do a search for Workforce Solutions. You should get to that one website page we just looked at, and then you want to come here. From the slide here, this is actually a link that will take you directly to the pre-application. So this is different if we have people online who have been to our webinars in the past. The one thing that has changed is that there's a pre-application intake form that must be completed. And what happens is you fill out the information, we check your address, then we know either you're going to get an application under the TIF program if you're eligible in the TIF, or you're going to get an application for bond funding. If you look here on the bottom, it tells you when those bond cycles open and close. So February 1st to March 2nd is the bond cycle that we're in right now. So if you're interested, I encourage people who know right now that you're in a bond area, you're not in a TIF, to make sure you get your application in before March 2nd. Now you can go next. So let's talk a little bit about the application process, right? Because we want to get people's applications started, get you approved, and get you on your way to getting upskill and training. So this timeline could be subject to change, but as long as you are diligent about getting your documentations in on time, then this process can work to your advantage. So the first thing that will happen is once you submit your pre-application, within 2 weeks or 7 to 10 business days, you will get a notification from someone on my staff telling you that you fall into one or two areas, and then we'll get you started with what documentation you're going to have to submit. So if you look along this line at the top, eligibility notification comes in 2 weeks. Then you're going to submit required documentation. That could take 2 weeks. It takes some people longer if they don't have all of the documentation ready to go. So once you do get all your documentation approved and everything meets the city requirements, then you will be waiting to get your recipient agreement. Once you get your recipient agreement, then that's your contract. Once you sign that, you will get a what's called a conditional award letter, and that's when you can start actually hiring and training. So step 1, submit your pre-application. Step 2 actually would be that you would get your application. So there's pre-application, which is a short form, and then your actual application for the grant. And then within that, you're going to say all of the required documents that you have to turn in that meet the city's requirement. Once those documents are approved by E&ES and by the city, you will get a recipient agreement. Once you sign a recipient agreement, you'll get a conditional award letter, and then training can begin. During the process of getting your documentation, there is one thing that is time sensitive. This is scofflaw and indebtedness. So if you know you're going to apply for the grant in the next week or two, and you know you owe the city, that you have debt with the city, pay it. Pay it now, get it out of the way so it doesn't disrupt your application process. But there are 3 levels and 3 documents that need to be turned in as a part of indebtedness. That is a form called the affidavit, child support affidavit. Then there's a verifying throughout the city of Chicago if you owe any debt, and then doing an economic disclosure statement. This is, you go to the city website page and you fill out for this. If you need any support with that, please reach out to our office. Keep in mind, applicants who have outstanding City of Chicago debt will be required to resolve that debt or demonstrate significant progress towards resolution before the application can move forward. So pay your debts, your parking tickets, red light tickets, pay all of that so that it doesn't interrupt you from getting this great funding opportunity. There are some required documentation. You can also find a list of this on our website page that we showed you earlier, but these are some of the documentation that you're going to need to prepare for. You're going to complete a training needs assessment that you're going to get from us. We're going to need 3 years proof of revenue, 2025, 2024, and 2023. You're going to provide us with a certificate of insurance, and it must meet the city's requirements. You're going to sign off that you've read our policy and procedure manual. You're going to complete the economic disclosure statement through the City of Chicago, and they're going to provide you with a certificate. You're going to complete the principal profile, the child support affidavit, provide us with a copy of your business license. Whether you're a non-for-profit or a business, we need a copy of your business license. There's going to be a form monitoring protocol requirement that you're going to sign off on. You're going to get that form from us. We need your Arch banking information, so there's a form there for you to fill out. Training curriculum and schedule, training resume and references, training cost estimate and quotes are all important. You would get all of that information from your third-party trainer. We need to vet your trainers and make sure that they are industry approved and that they are going to do a great job of showing up as trainers for you. So we need all that information from your third-party trainers. And then for new hires, if you're hiring anybody new, we need your job descriptions. Reimbursement. So let's talk about money. Reimbursement for eligible costs. Vouchers and documentation can be submitted for reimbursement. So that means you find a third-party trainer. I want to do a training on QuickBooks. And so you get the trainer, they come in, they complete the training, you pay them, keep your receipts and all your support documentation, because when it comes to vouchering, after the training has completed and the trainer provider has been paid, or if you're doing new hires, I hire 5 people, they've been working for a month, you're going to provide me with their pay stubs. And that shows what you paid in wages, and that's what you can get back in reimbursement. So you need to have support documentation, and then you can apply through the vouchering with our office, and you will get your funds back. So if you are doing just incumbent training, maybe you have 7 trainings scheduled throughout the year of the contract, you can submit up to 3 vouchers during the contract term, about quarterly, right? Every 3 months, you can submit, and any trainings that you pay for in that time period, you can voucher to get your funds back. If you are on the job training, which means you're hiring people, you're putting them to work every day, you're paying for those salaries, you can ask for those vouchers to be done every month. And so that money is being returned to you so that you can keep interjecting it into the business. But we do reimburse for up to 3 months, 13 weeks of training for on-the-job training for new hires. And then also retention and closeout. This is all you would be vouchering for to get your funds back. The reimbursement process, step 1, your documentation submitted for reimbursement. There's a voucher form, your invoices, your receipts, your proof of payment, sign-in sheets that we will provide you for every training that you do, and then proof of wages would be pay stubs. Step 2, review and approve of these documents. Send it to my team. We will go over it with you. Then we submit it to the city for final approval, and then you're waiting for your reimbursement to come back, which we actually deposit directly into your bank account. That's why we need your Arch information. We also come out and do visits. We come and do site visits. We monitor and stay in touch with you. How is hiring doing? How is your training going? So you're going to agree upon that you understand that we are going to be monitoring. We're going to do compliance check-ins, submission of required attendance and wage reports, schedule site visits to observe your training. Business stays in the community for at least 3 years after having received the grant. Agreed upon annual follow-up discussions for 3 years to discuss business needs. We want to know what's been going on. How did the training help you? Is it still making an impact even after a year or two? We want to follow up. That could be through phone calls, emails, surveys, just to keep fresh that information. Closeout steps. There's a closeout report and final voucher that must be submitted when all your training has been completed. There's some benefits in there for you as well. But training business goals will be noted at the start of the contract, and then we'll look at those goals at the end to see if you met them. The closeout report provides a summary of what the trainers accomplished, their impact. Did you get any return on your investment? Any challenges? Did you promote anybody because they got new training? Do you have people working with more responsibility now because they have more certified training? It can be a great opportunity to sing all the praises of how training has benefited your organization. Pending funding grant agreement, applicants may be eligible for an additional 2% administrative compensation upon completion of all the closeout reports and things that we need to do at the end to get good data on how well the training benefited you. We want this program to keep going, so all your input is vitally important. At the end of this webinar, if I have your email, I'm going to be sending you all a list of the frequently asked questions along with a copy of the slide presentation that you looked at today. It's also going to provide you with the video, our website page, just different information so that you have enough information to share or to go back to and refer to as you get ready to write your applications. In addition to the Workforce Solutions Grant, the Department of Planning and Development also works with other grants that you can benefit from while you're actually benefiting from the Workforce Solutions Grant too. So these are other grants for you to take some time out and see if they could benefit the work that you're doing and help establish your continued business success. Small business improvement funds. Grant funding for permanent building improvements and repairs. Program participants can receive grants to cover between 30 and 90% of your cost of remodeling work, with a maximum grant of $150,000 for commercial properties and $250,000 for industrial properties. The NOF, which is the Neighborhood Opportunity Fund, leverages funds generated by new development in the loop to support corridors in Chicago's underserved neighborhoods. NOF provides grants for up to $250,000 for businesses and property owners to pay for the construction or rehabilitation of properties that support new or expanding businesses or cultural assets. Community Development Grants, CDG, covers eligible new construction and renovation through proceeds from the 2024 Housing and Economic Bond and other funding sources. CDGs are available at 3 funding levels to support local commercial and light manufacturing projects via small, medium, and large grants. Business Affairs and Consumer Protection serves as a key resource for Chicago businesses, offering guidance, training, webinars to support growth and compliance. Learn more about BACP programs and services by visiting chicago.gov/BACP. Again, my name is Audrey Johnson. I am the program director. It has been my pleasure to serve as your host to go through all of this information. I know it was a lot of information, but now we want to give you an opportunity to ask questions. As you can see here, and we'll leave this up, it has Workforce Solutions, E&ES for Jobs. That's our email. This HTTPS www.EES for Jobs is our Workforce Solutions website page that we looked at earlier. And then all the contact information for the Department of Planning and Development, Lahia Alvarez, who's the coordinator of economic development, her email, and the city's website page to access workforce solutions. So I'm going to ask everyone now those questions that you wrote down and you want answered now. You can do one or two things. You can come off of mute and actually raise your hand so I can see your hand. And then I'll call you by name and they'll take you off of mute and you can ask your question. Or if you're a little shy and you don't want to talk to me, you can go ahead and type your question in the Q&A. Our staff and other people who are workforce solution staff are there to answer your questions in the chat. This is a great way for us to connect now. Let's see. I see two people with their hands up. Morel Perkins, can you come off mute and ask your question? Glad to talk to you today.
Good morning,
Hello.
Miss Johnson.
Yes.
It was a beautiful presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, and I had a question to ask.
Yes.
Would the recording be available to the participants today?
Yes, in a couple of hours. After it's set, if it's not ready, you'll definitely get it by tomorrow morning. But normally before I leave today, I might have everything to send out the email to everyone. So you get the
Wonderful.
recording, the deck, you get the frequently asked questions, you get a flyer about the program so you can pass it on to your other partners or non-for-profits that you work with so that they can attend the next webinar. We do a webinar every month.
Okay. And also, Miss Johnson,
Mhm.
do you take appointments?
I do. I really do. I meet with people's leadership and your grant writers. You put together your team, we get on my calendar and I can answer questions. My team is very hands-on. They will work with you. They will make sure your application is up to par and that everything, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted before you submit.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. And
Not
I
a
look
problem.
forward to connecting with you. Thank you, Miss Johnson.
Great. We look forward to getting your application. Look, these funds are available. We want them to go to businesses. They're for you. So you all need to really take a good look at the application, which is not a very complicated application at all, but these are funds for businesses and we want to make sure that you get them.
Thank you.
No problem. Natika Rhodes, if you can come off mute and ask your question. I hope I said it right.
Nataki,
Nataki. Okay, Nataki.
how you
How can I
doing?
help?
That was a great presentation. I have a couple of questions.
Thank you. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
Okay, first, so the debt that right now I'm going through the property taxes and stuff like that and everything. So I've been hit hard with that. So I'm trying to work that out. And then, so are you saying like property taxes, water bill, that
Yep. Yeah.
the
All those departments through the city of Chicago, if you owe debt, on the short answer, and we could talk about this offline, but the short answer, just for everybody to know, is definitely you should be on a payment plan. If you can get your debt down as much as possible, there are some guidelines around that we could talk about offline. But you want to get your debt down and be on a payment plan, making those payments regularly if you apply for any grants with the city of Chicago.
Okay, and then the next question was about the non-for-profit. You said 3 years of business for taxes and stuff. Our non-for-profit just kind of really started.
No, we work with startups. What I said is that you should be staying in the area within 3 years after you're funded.
Oh, okay, well, we've been in the area.
Oh, good.
Um, but you said is it 3 years? Okay, I gotta watch the recording. Is it 3 years of taxes or something? I heard of 3 years. I'm sorry.
No, only 3 years that you stay in the community. So these are TIF
Okay.
dollars. TIF dollars are specific to certain areas. So they want to make sure if you got a grant to train people and or you brought new hires in, they want that business to still be going on for at least 3 years in that community so that the community can reap from, all of the training and the benefits and things like they want community agencies and businesses to grow. That's why I said, like, if you feel like, oh, I know I'm about to move to another building and we're going to be in another community, then you want to apply in that community. You want the grant dollars to stay in the community that you're applying with.
Okay, and this is my last question. Is this a myth or truth? Do we have to get approval from the alderman? Like our area is South Shore area, and Alderman Mitchell is our alderman. So do we have to get automatic alderman approval for our
Not for your grant application, no. So you want to find out if your TIF area is approved for funds, and that you do that by sending us a email with all of your business location, your address and everything, so we can check that. But you do not have to get anything from your alderman for you to complete an application. We hope all of the city aldermen are behind this program. We're hoping that they all would be in supportive, but you don't need anything to show support from an alderman. You just need to complete your application.
Thank you, Audrey. And to add to that, it doesn't hurt to just let them know. To reiterate what Audrey just said, you do not need a letter of support or approval from the automatic office, but it doesn't hurt. You're in their area. Let them know that you're interested in this grant and you're going to be applying. If there is no funding available, at least it's something that will be on their radar as well and will help hopefully secure funding in the future. So it doesn't hurt for all businesses. Just, let them know.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Lahia to take it even another level. If you all know your alderman, reach out to them and let them know, hey, I attended this great workshop and I want to apply for these grants or these funds. And, so make sure they know, because sometimes they're not aware that they have 5 businesses that are all seeking funds for this grant. And that's good for them to know so that they can, support that at the city level.
Okay, thank you.
Sure, no problem. I know that some of you all are putting questions in Q&A. Some of you all are putting them in the chat. I do encourage everybody, read the questions and the responses in the chat, because that might be a question that you have too. I don't know if Lahia or Anissa, do you all want to share any pertinent questions that was in chats that you think everybody would want to hear?
Yes, I actually do think it would be helpful, Taib, if you could go back to slide, I believe 13, that has the links to the pre-application form and the application. There, sorry, it's not 15 maybe. No, keep going. One
more,
there we
right
go.
there.
This slide. Oh, right here. Okay. Yeah. So for those of you that are asking again about how to apply in the links, these are the links that are here for you. So you can make note of that. And again, you will get this presentation after we end today, so you will be able to have this directly there. You can also visit our website at eesforjobs.com, and the links are also available on our page.
Already have 3 important questions in chat.
Okay. So Taib, can you come off of mute and read those questions so that everybody can hear them and provide the answers?
You have to so already we have speaker.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we have 3 questions from one Sandra. Non-profits do not have business license.
Okay, let's see back. Now you got to answer it, then.
Yeah, so I responded to Sandra. So we can provide her further guidance on what documentation will be needed if she does not have a business license as a nonprofit.
And that would apply for everybody. So if you are a lot of non-for-profits, some have it, some don't. That doesn't have to be a barrier. Just reach out to our office and we will work with you to get that resolved. And then let me mute again.
So next one is from James. What documents are accepted for the proof of income?
Yes. So he also submitted a Q&A, so I did respond that way as well. But yes, James, any financial documents that can provide support to let us know what your business sales have been, it's really just so we can confirm if a match is required or not. So financial statements or other documents that show how much your company made.
Last is from Melissa Dennis. And she says our on-the-job training is starting March 16th for this cohort. Given the timeline you posted, is it possible to apply for the grant that can be applied to those expenses or not?
Yes, we strongly encourage you to complete the pre-application intake form, and then we can get back to you to let you know if you are a bond or if you are in TIF funding. But yes, even with your cohort starting March 16th, yes, if everything were to go through before the start of that would be eligible.
Just to add really quick to that, the hiring cannot take place until after you are granted, meaning after you receive the conditional award letter. So if this cohort is going to be hired on March 16 or after that, or if you expect them to be hired but they're not yet hired, yes, please go ahead and apply. If they're already hired and you're just not starting that OJT portion until then, you may not be eligible for OJT, but we still encourage you to hire if you still have other training needs. So we're happy to connect offline to further kind of see where your situation is, and we can work with you.
Yeah, I want to encourage, can you hear me? I want to encourage everyone to reach out to our office. Taib, can you go to the last page again with our contact information? Reach out to our office, send us an email, send us your address so we can check to see if you would be eligible for bond or you be eligible for TIF funding. Fill out the pre-registration form. That's what that does too. It actually triggers us checking your address. And then if you come back and you're eligible for TIF funding, you'll be sent the TIF application. If you are interested and we find out that you are outside of a TIF and you can apply for bond funding, you're going to get a bond application after you complete the pre-application form. So you can email us your address if you want us to meet with your leadership so that we can talk more about the grant and see how the grant can be beneficial to you. Just reach out to my office and me and my staff will be there to support you and then help you get started with your application process. Okay, I don't have any hands raised. We're right at about 10:50. I'll just do a quick call out if there's anybody else who has questions or Trix Kilpatrick. For a primary contact name, does it need to be our legal name or is it the name that we go by? So even in the application, it will say, what's the name, the legal name that's on your business license? We need that name, but it will give you an opportunity to list if there is a name that you go by, that you're doing business by. But I will say this, all your documentation should be all under the same name though, too.
Yeah, and just to add to that, Trix, if you're referring to the pre-application intake form, it does ask you for the primary contact's name. So that's asking who is the person on your team that would be the primary contact for this grant. But yes, to Audrey's point, we also have a section for business organization name as well as legal business name or doing business as. And so both of those would need to be completed.
I don't know. Did anybody answer ER? So sorry I missed this note. Did you say it's worth getting an alderman letter or recommendation or just to give them heads up that we are applying? We said you could definitely get them a heads up that you're applying. It's nice for aldermen to know that there are businesses in their area that's applying for the grant so that way they can get behind the funding of those opportunities as well. You don't have to get a letter, no, but definitely get them a heads up and let them know you're applying. It can be a benefit. Problem. Ellen, yeah, Ellen. So I hope we answered everybody. If somebody had oh, I got a hand. But if you had a question in the chat and nobody answered you and you want to say it out loud, please raise your hand and I'll call on you. Okay, I'm trying to see who is this got their hand up.
Pataki.
Oh, good. Okay. So yes, can you go ahead and ask your question?
Yes. I wanted to know. She said that the person. So we have the our team and our board. Is it that one of the board members apply for this grant or all of us? Because like one like if who should apply for it? Should it be all of us or the primary contact? Like,
So it's whoever leadership decides. So if you all don't have a grant writer, it should be whoever normally writes grants for your organization or who would be have that information. But I think that's a leadership question. For us, it doesn't matter who actually completes the application. It's for the agency or business in whole. Normally, sometimes it's the business owners, and we know that some business owners are not used to writing grants. So that's why we will be supportive to, you all's team while you go through that. If never written a grant before or whatever, but you all make that decision internally. But one of the things that Anissa was addressing is like when it's asking you who's the primary contact person, though, somebody in leadership should be there for us to respond. Who's going to be the signer? Who's going to be signing documents and contracts and things like that? That name is very important to attaching to the grant application as well, even if somebody else is actually writing a grant.
okay, so you saying that it don't have to be the president that's doing the grant, because I think she gonna be too. She said she busy.
Right. It doesn't have to be
Okay,
her. I
it
mean,
can
of course, you should share information with her and she can be
right.
in our initial meeting so we can tell her everything that we're going to need. But yeah, she should assign somebody, within the organization. But her name should be attached to it so she knows what's going on and she'll probably be the signer of the contract.
But we don't. She don't have. She don't. One of us can be the main primary contact to you all office.
Yes, with us, right, to
Okay.
complete the application. Yep.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Johnson.
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Anyone else? We have about 5 more minutes before we end the presentation. We still have 50 people or 40 participants still on. So feel free if you don't have any questions. But if they're still answering stuff in the chat. James Floyd, did you have a question? You posted something in the chat. Is it related to Workforce Solutions?
I think that's the note taker, the AI.
Oh, okay. It got a name and everything. Okay. I think we got everything answered in chat and nothing open in the QA. So again, thank you guys for everything. Our contact information is there. Again, send me an email. Give me the address of your business. Remember, we do not support online businesses. And if you work out of your residence, the grant is not eligible to you at this time. But outside of that, if you're renting or have contracts with a different location, send us that address, your business address, and so we will check it and let you know where you stand, and then you can go ahead and fill out that link that has the pre-application in it, and then we'll send you an application and get you guys started. Thanks again for your time. We are here to support you. Have a wonderful day. And in the next, between today, end of day, and first thing in the morning, look for an email from me that has all of the support documentation. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Rachel. You all have a great day. Is rent? No. So rent is not an eligible expense. The only expenses that we pay for is training, training, training. We will pay for your third-party trainer's fees when it comes to facilitation and execution of training, things that are related to certification and things like that for training. So you can reach out to us about, if you have more questions, but we don't pay for rent. We don't pay for materials. We don't pay for equipment. We don't pay for anything really outside of training. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And keep in mind too, you cannot train your own people. You have to find a third-party trainer to work with you that's certified that will come in and complete the training for you. Thank you. And thank you. Thank you, William. Is that everybody? Okay, we're going to end everybody's leaving now. We're going to end the presentation. Have a wonderful day, and hopefully we'll see you soon when you're putting in your application. Would love to chat. Okay, Mr. Kilpatrick, I saw you. Okay. Okay, bye-bye.